a lot of questions about filmmaking and acting, but I want to start with this film about the ensemble. That you make choices as a director to put people together.
Right.
And do you weigh those choices heavy? Because that's an integral part of making a movie and a script work.
I think that's the most important thing. The most important thing in making movies, first you have a great scenario or a script that is really appealing. Then the thing is, the biggest obstacle is casting. If you can cast it and put the right elements in there, and so that everybody really works together and blends together well, then you're halfway home. I think the rest is just trying to stay out of everybody's way. And
don't let them bump into you?
Yeah. Well, it was a really, it's a good cast. I've known a lot of the people over the years, worked with some of them. Some of them I haven't worked with, but I've been very respectful of their work. And I just felt that this would be a nice cast to get together. And everybody all the parts had a little something good to do here and there.
There's a real Texas feel and a flavor to this film, because it's here, but also you have Marcia Gay Harden, you have Tommy Lee Jones,
right.
who are Texas-born actors sitting in front of the Houston skyline, living real life.
Yeah.
Something kind of charming about that.
Yeah, well, it's kind of nice. It's they're some of those pioneers did most of their work out there at Edwards Air Force Base, but they came from all across the country. And they, much as the early pioneers, but these guys were pioneers in rocket sleds and rocket planes. This is sort of a tribute to them. And I figured these guys would all understand that. Most of these guys all have met Yeager and some of the others, and it has that resurgence or resurrection of an opportunity. Maybe like my line in the film, there is resurrection after all. But it's fun. It's fun if you can get. You're only as good as the weakest link, and if all those parts are good, if all the small parts, medium parts, and big parts all come together, then a picture works for me anyway. Whether it's this one or any other one, I don't know. I'm not objective about this one because I've been living with it. But for the audiences, we'll wait and see.
I want to ask you a question that everyone asks me. Why don't they make Westerns anymore?
I think it's strictly a lack of material. When I made Unforgiven in '92, I thought it was going to be probably the last Western, only by the nature of the material, and it was a good scenario, good script, and I had a really good ensemble there. But I'd do another if a really great script came along that was equally unique now as that was then. But the trouble is, other than just rehashing old material, in the days, in the 40s, when they just said, hey, we got a studio, we're going to make 3 or 4 adventure stories, and then 3 or 4 cop dramas, and 10 or 12 Westerns a year, they hashed out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But now, I don't think anybody wants to make one until there's the right story. The few of them that have been made recently haven't done that well, but it's mainly because it just hasn't captured the imagination of the public. The public hasn't gone away. I think they're waiting for somebody to say, this is the one to see. And somebody should make that one if they have the material. If they don't have the story's the king, and if you don't have that, then there's really no use in trying to get the rest of it together.
Last question. If you took away any sense of income or publicity or notoriety about what you do, and let's just get down to the moment of doing it, really talking about acting here. What do you love about acting?
I guess it's that Walter Mitty existence that you can just be a lot of things over the years. You can play a lot of different emotions, some of them that relate to something you've lived or felt in your lifetime, and some of them that have no relationship to anything. But you can live it out for that moment. And this is something a lot of professions don't allow you to do. Everybody fantasizes. Everybody grows up fantasizing. A little kid, you grow up fantasizing about whether you want to be a cowboy or a cop or a fireman or a policeman or an astronaut or what have you. But and adults are the same way. But an actor sometimes gets the opportunity to live out their fantasies. That's what I like about it. I never got in it for the dough, even though if you're lucky, because if you take the average Screen Actors Guild salary, you find out there's a lot of people who don't make a decent living. And in fact, my early years as an actor, I was working at other things to try to subsist. But there it is.
There you go.